Mr. Mayor, on the Central London issue, did you consult with disabled groups prior to the announcement of the car-free day on Oxford Street for more than an hour before the issuing of your press release?
Well, Chair, the question is about congestion charge. I've not got the answer to that particular question, but I can go away and get the answer, and somebody can respond to the member.
Well, I can almost answer it for you. You didn't. Can you remember talking to any amenity groups or residents' associations prior to the announcement of the car-free day?
I mean, Chair, I'm more than happy to answer these questions, but all the member's got to do is ask the question in writing, and I'll get a briefing and stuff. I mean, there's no surprises here. You know, the question I'm asked about is about the cleaner vehicle discount. The member's got legitimate questions about Oxford Street.
Mr. Mayor, this is a big thing for you.
I can write to the member after
the car-free day is a big thing for you, and you promised when you were establishing the MDC that you would engage with residents and Londoners, and there would be ongoing stakeholder engagement activities before and after the establishment of the MDC. That doesn't seem to have happened in this case, when neither amenity groups, councillors, taxi organisations, Westminster Council themselves, maybe Assembly Member Small Edwards had some idea that it was going to happen an hour before it was announced, but all the others, there was nothing. Is this the kind of level of consultation that we can expect from the MDC?
Well, I can answer the general point, Chair, without answering the specific point, which is he is aware that the powers and responsibilities of a Merill Development Corporation, which is not an MDC, is set out in statute. I'm also quite clear that our plans to pedestrianise Oxford Street are well received. More than 7 out of 10 who responded are in favour of our plans.
This is not what I'm talking about.
On Sunday, the 21st September, for one day only, in advance of that street being pedestrianised, hopefully, we will have a taster of what that will involve. And I'm sure the team responsible for organising the 21st September will have engaged with.
I look forward to communication from you, Mr. Mayor, about how much consultation took place, because I know the Liberal Democrat and Green groups, and indeed the Labour group, were hoodwinked into supporting the MDC on the basis that consultation would be next level. And in this example, there has been none whatsoever. Will you improve upon the consultation processes when the MDC comes into operation?
I'm astonished, Chair, when a member claims to care about an issue, can't be bothered to write a question so I can get a briefing to answer. If he cared so much, why don't ask the question in writing?
Mr. Mayor, like Westminster City Council, I had bloody no notice of whether or not this was going to be introduced, and that's why I've raised it now.
No notice whatsoever. Chair.
No notice whatsoever. It was a surprise.
A member of his experience and longevity knows.
It was a surprise to the leader of Westminster Council to find out, for example, that a temporary management order has been put in to do it. Westminster Council themselves didn't know about the temporary management order until the last minute, and this is an example of consultation going forward. You've got to do better, Mr. Mayor.
Chair, I think we can see that the race to be the next Conservative mayoral candidate has begun, and Boff's in the lead at the moment, raising issues that may matter to members of the Conservative Party in Westminster.
We're going to move on. So the Conservatives have withdrawn their question on keeping Londoners safe.
Interesting. Sorry, Chair.
Mr. Mayor,
can you repeat what you said?
Because you're doing exactly what the others
have withdrawn their interest in keeping Londoners safe.
If you want to give me extra time, believe you me, I've got loads of questions. Not that you would answer them anyway.
Calm down, everybody.
They don't want to talk about
calm down, everybody.
They give it up.
I'm now going to also alert you to...
Alex, you're the real opposition here now.
You to another
you're the real opposition here.
Sorry, Chair, the Mayor is just turning his mic on and talking over you and everyone else, and you rebuked Assembly members.
This is the former leader speaking now.
I did rebuke before I moved on, and I'm trying to move on with the meeting. Right, so...
Ladies and gentlemen, what we just witnessed inside the London Assembly was nothing short of political chaos, and at the centre of it all stands the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, across party lines. Members united, Conservatives, Labour, Greens, Liberal Democrats, all voicing the same frustration, arrogance, secrecy, and a complete failure to consult the people before making decisions that affect millions of Londoners. Let's break it down. The flashpoint. A car-free day on Oxford Street. On paper, pedestrianising one of London's busiest roads might sound visionary, but the backlash isn't about the policy. It's about the process. According to multiple Assembly members, no one was properly consulted. No disability advocacy groups, no local residents, not even Westminster City Council. Instead, the Mayor's office simply issued a press release and expected the city to follow along. When questioned directly on whether he'd spoken with disabled groups before announcing the decision, Khan dodged. He had no answer, only suggesting that members submit their questions in writing, so he could respond later. Think about that. The mayor of one of the world's most complex cities, grilled on accessibility and transport management, tells elected representatives to write him a letter. The Assembly didn't let it slide. They pointed out this wasn't an isolated incident. Promised consultations under the mayor's new Merill Development Corporation, MDC, were also ignored. What was meant to be a transparent, participatory body has become yet another example of top-down decision-making from City Hall. Even parties usually aligned with Khan were furious. They said they were misled into supporting the MDC on the understanding that consultation would be next level. Instead, Oxford Street was suddenly shut down with zero warning. Then Khan tried to pivot, claiming that 7 in 10 Londoners support pedestrianising Oxford Street, citing internal surveys. But members weren't buying it, and rightly so. Public opinion polls don't replace genuine consultation. You can't substitute a survey for talking to the people who actually live, work, and rely on those streets. And then came the deflection. Khan suggested that Assembly members were being lazy for not submitting written questions earlier. Imagine that. A mayor under fire for poor planning, lecturing his critics for asking too many questions. The arrogance was unmistakable. Even Westminster Council, which normally coordinates major city operations, reportedly had no idea a management order had been issued to enforce the car-free day. That's not just bad communication, it's operational chaos. This isn't simply bad PR. It's a governance breakdown. The mayor is supposed to keep London running smoothly. Instead, he came across as defensive, disconnected, and unprepared to face scrutiny. If you're watching this and shocked by the mayor's behaviour, hit like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments. Do you believe Sadiq Khan truly listens to Londoners? Or is this just another repeat of the same pattern? Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. This confrontation wasn't just about Oxford Street. It exposed a larger problem: Khan's habit of centralising decisions and sidelining local voices. The very structure of the MDC gives him sweeping control over development, but when consultation vanishes, so does credibility, and make no mistake, this hearing was political humiliation on a grand scale. The entire Assembly, across all parties, cornered him. No deflection, no spin, just blunt accountability. Here's the takeaway: governance without consultation is a disaster waiting to happen. Even good ideas collapse when leaders shut out the people they're meant to serve. For Sadiq Khan, this was more than a bad day in the Assembly. It was a crisis of credibility. The Oxford Street fiasco might last one day, but its shadow over his leadership could linger 4 years. If the Merill Development Corporation is to function as promised, the mayor must completely rethink how he engages with Londoners, or face even deeper political fallout. The message from the Assembly could not be clearer. Arrogance, evasion, and empty promises will not stand in London politics, and we'll be right here, watching every move, every statement, and every misstep, breaking it all down in real time. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because this story is far from over.